So it's like 48 degrees right now. November. Now next week I could be in shorts again. But I'm loving this. Loving it. So what are we going to talk about today? Let's talk about life phases and life seasons and people seasons of one's, I don't know, stages of life. Like I said, seasons. It is 48 degrees. I'm just like, yes. Okay. I might start breaking out in song or skipping. It's so awesome. So, see my hair? My hair, it's not, I wasn't born a redhead. I was born strawberry blonde. But I got a lot of gray in there. And it's not, it grew darker as I got older, sort of a brown with reddish undertone. So I just stick to this mahogany for now. However, it wasn't always that way. My hair color changed with seasons of my life. I need to look into that. With all the psychology I took, I never saw anything like that. But it was like I would get bored with my life or bored with my hair color. And so I guess me changing it signaled part of a change, a different season. Yeah, I know, strange. But first time I changed it, was in high school. My mom wouldn't let me frost my hair. She let me get a tiny bit of these highlights you could barely see. But it was the late 80s. Frosting was the thing. I was very sheltered. That's why I went very wild as a teenager, as you will see in the testimony videos if you haven't already watched them at this point. I dyed my hair this other shade of brown that was slightly different, but enough to notice. My hair was very short, and if I can find, I know around here somewhere in my room, somewhere in one of those boxes, is a picture of me in 9th grade, and I had the Sheena Easton hairdo. I just dated myself big time. Because if you're younger than me, you may not know who I'm talking about. Had to fix my Pebbles Flintstone thing up here. So I had this bird nest looking hair from the 80s that I had to be teased every morning. And I couldn't tease it right according to my specifications, so I had to get my mom to tease it. I know. And there was like a gallon of hairspray to hold it together. But the following year, when I got to 10th grade, because I can be very persistent when I want something, she let me frost my hair, but she wouldn't let me have it professionally done because that costs too much money. And to this day, I've only had my hair professionally done that first time in 9th grade when she let me have them little bit of highlights that weren't really highlights for my birthday. And about 18 years ago, as far as color goes, for Miss Janelle, who is the most fabulous looking woman. Oh, I will have to insert a picture of Miss Janelle right here. And she's in her 80s. This woman looks better than me. Insert her now. Miss Janelle, I love her. She is the sweetest thing. So, I can only hope to look half that good if I make it to 60. You know what she told me about that whole looking good thing? Because I was like, that's what I told her when I sit by her in church the other day. And she said, honey, the secret is that no matter how you feel when you get up, no matter basically how crappy you feel, you get up and you make it like you feel great. You fix yourself. You get up and be fixed for the day. That's the secret. And I thought, you know what? She's right. Because that's, half of that is attitude. Half of that's makeup. Actually, 3/4 of that is attitude. The other thing she does is sunscreen, She's always kept her skin safe from the sun. She's very light. Her son cuts my hair now. When I do go in for a thinning or a trim, she uses lava soap. It exfoliates. So that's what I've been using, off and on. And of course, she moisturizes. But hey, like I said, if I could only look half that good at that age. But I'm digressing. What changed for me at the age of 16 was that I became more, that's when I acquired the boyfriend. I became my more wild life of teenagehood began. And then I went from the frosting to just out coloring it blonde, and it was reddish blonde, and then it became bleach blonde, then it became dark again. And it stayed dark. And I associate, now that I'm looking back, because I've been having these little self-revelation type things going on, and I've always known about the hair phase that I go through. I had a zit here, y'all. A zit. I've never had a zit in my life here. I barely had zits as a teenager. I'm not sure what was going on. I think it had something to do with when I was sick, because it's when it came up, but I let it go dry out, and it came back again the other day. I was like, So, not to be gross, but I lanced it. I scoured it with alcohol, and it kept bleeding, and I got a scab, and that's just gross. It looks like a big old wart or something under my makeup, but whatever. Back to my story. So look back on the times that I changed the hair, dramatically changed it from light to dark, dark to light. So when I went back to completely dark, or not this red, I should have done the red, but there were things going on in my life that were leading me down a dark path based on not being able to deal with being in an abusive relationship at a young age and what comes after, and just the only way I dealt with it was partying, and apparently hair change was part of that, and just so my hair stayed dark for a while, and then before my first child turned a year old, I went blonde again. No in between. What changed? I was back in school, back in college again. I was trying to be this person, this super person that I was struggling on the inside. Because if you don't take care of something, some sort of traumatic thing that you dealt with, whatever, if you don't take care of it somehow, be it through counseling, God, for one thing, there's just so much that can just, and it's not just you that's affected, it is a ripple effect to those around you. What's that back there? Something moved back there. I don't know. Could be the wind. It is windy, breezy. Anyways, I gotta make sure there's no snakes out when it's this cool usually. So as I tried to be that person, I wasn't, struggling, making the good grades, working, feeling totally inept at anything to do with motherhood. And well, when I finally, I'm trying to think of the next dark hair phase, but the next dark hair phased event, I was married. So it's like I try to change, and this went on off and on through different seasons of my life that would take forever to talk about. And it's been this color for a while. In fact, the last time it was blonde, I'd let it grow to the point of the grays because it was hard to get it to work, because I was up in Maine and it was hard to get my hair colored the way I wanted it, and I left it alone for a while. And then as it was time for me to, when I already made up my mind I was going home, Going back to Louisiana. That's when the first lightning hair event occurred. Now, what didn't get super light, it just was a light reddish, blondish color. But, honey, on the way home, looking at, I think it's a skink and not a snake crawling away here. On the way home, in a hotel room, because on the way in Bangor, when I got to where there was a Sally's Beauty Supply finally, because I ain't seen one since I left Louisiana, but I knew there was one in Bangor. I got out, got my hair lifting bleach stuff, my toner, and by the time I was in Massachusetts that night, my hair was bleached again. Big life change, more higher mood, I guess. And some people might say, are you bipolar? No, I never really feel manic. If I ever feel manic, I would know it. It would, just, no. But anyway, depression, yeah, if that comes and goes. And I guess since I was making this change, I was going home, I was happy, changing my life, but change his hair again. But you see, you can change the outside, but what's inside doesn't always change. Hence the whole cycle, I guess. But my hair stayed blonde for quite some time. I guess a couple of years. But it got to be a pain. I cut it short again. I had this cool thing going on where it was dark here, bleached up here. Everybody liked it. It was pretty sporty. It was pretty cool. And I was like, right about the time that I decided I was re-enrolling in college. I've been working for a school for a year. I've been around educated people, and I was like, I want to finish my degree. I've been unofficially counseling kids who came to me with their problems, and I decided that's what I wanted to do. So I went back to school and finished the psychology degree. But in that time frame, my hair became a cinnamon color. Now, this is called cinnamon whiskey, which is hard to find now, so I'm going to have to just go back to mahogany red. And the cinnamon color, I can't find anymore either. It was like a cinnamon reddish brown. It looked really good. And I started letting my hair grow out. I had this cute little layer bob thing going on, and then the hair got longer. I let it get long, and I kept it that color for quite some time. And then now it's, it was redder. You see some of my other videos, you'll see. It was Little Mermaid redder. But this is kind of what I've stuck with for the last several years. Has my life drastically changed during those, other than job-wise? Oh, I'm sorry. I did skip the black phase. Before this color, there was blue-black. Before I did the cinnamon and the red. Yeah, there was blue-black. It looked good. But when I was wanting to be done with it, it was hard to get rid of, because black is hard to get rid of, kind of like red. It was black, blue-black, when I was going through the struggle with, should I divorce, should I not divorce? My mood was, it was hard. I was going through a hard time. Then came the red. So you see, it seems like at certain seasons of my life, my hair changed just like the leaves do. But for now, I think I'm just going to leave it this, though. It's been that way for several years, and maybe because I'm my natural self now. I'm not trying to be somebody who I'm not. I know I'm nobody special. I know I'm not rich. I know I am not going to get any man. Let's be serious. Remember the driving video, the driving to the bluff video. Self-discovery during my self-talk to y'all on the drive. I believe that I can't get anybody good because I'm no good, because I don't attract anybody good. Therefore, I literally feel like a turtle caught on a shell if there is a slight shred of interest, like through messaging, because I don't meet anybody new. Let's just be serious. I don't go anywhere different. Therefore, I meet the same people over and over. Ain't none of them want me, so I don't know if I really want any of them. Besides, I digress. And will I let it grow gray? Man, there is some seriously beautiful gray haired people out there. I have a cousin, his hair is literally silver. I mean, I would be like, oh, I wish I had this hair. Because I wouldn't dye that, I'd let that baby shine. So, I was like, this starts growing a line of brown and gray mingled together, it's going to look ugly. Because I don't have a complete gray head. It's mostly in the front. So I don't know about that. So I kind of like my red. It's springy, cheerful, happy, bouncy type. It's me, reddish brown, mahogany red, whatever. But that's how as seasons of life go, my hair has always gone with it. Well, guess I'll go on back to the house now and take a nap because I intend to film the night of worship at Cooper Hill Farm, and it's going to be on the church's Facebook page. I don't know if I'll put it up here because of copyright issues, and the church pays for their copyright stuff. So if it gets up, if it's up there, I'll share the link to the Facebook video. Y'all have a great evening.